Let's see how a law keeps us safe. Let's do a science experiment. Here we go. Our science experiment is seatbelts and safety. We're going to have a ramp, we're going to use a wall, we're going to use some eggs, Ziploc bags, masking tape, and a small toy car. What we know are laws or rules made by the government that say what people can and cannot do. Wearing a seatbelt is a law in most states in the United States. Laws and rules help keep us safe. Here's our question. Will a seatbelt keep the egg safe in a car crash? What would be your guess? The seatbelt will keep the egg safe in a car crash, or the seatbelt will not keep the egg safe in a car crash? Make your guess. Use your eyes and your hands. Our vehicle with our seatbelt, which is the tape on it. Okay, put it down our ramp. And let's see if it held together. Let's see if it oozed at all. So round one. Looks like our egg is intact. It did not break it off. Let's try this again. Get a little closer. All right, round two, here we go. All right, let's see how this worked out. So the one with seatbelt on, which had tape on it, the egg did not break. All right. Now, I'm not gonna seatbelt this one in. No tape on our egg. All right, just put her in our truck and see what's gonna happen with that. Here we go. Actually, this won't break at all, will it?
Yeah, it's pretty protected in there.
Oh no.
In the
Little
Jeep.
crack there?
Yep.
Oh,
If you can see,
cracked.
I'll come closer to the camera. In our round one and two, this is our seatbelted one. There is no oozing of the egg in the bag at all. It is perfectly dry. But if you look at this, round three, we did crack our egg and there is some oozing in the egg.
Oh no.
Close up, it's getting wet in the bag itself. All right, we're gonna try round four, do another one. Not a seatbelt in our car. So here we go. Round four. See if the same thing happens.
Oh.
Whoa, that fell out totally, didn't it? Yep, and it did crack. So that one didn't even stay in the vehicle, and it cracked right on top, and it is oozing. So there's our experiment. Now we'll collect our data. Okie dokie, thanks. So here is our seat belted egg that we used for round one and two. There's no cracks in it whatsoever. The egg is perfectly dry. For round three, we just placed it in the vehicle. Look how cracked it is, and it's oozing and watery in the bag. And for the egg that fell out, look how cracked it is on top, where it landed out of the vehicle onto the floor. So there's our update on our eggs, and we'll collect our data. Now that we saw our experiment, and we've asked the question, and we've made a hypothesis, and did the experiment, let's organize our data. So, when the egg, what happened to the egg when it crashed with the seatbelt in round one? Well, nothing happened. What about round two with the seatbelt with the tape in the car, in the Jeep? Nothing happened. Round three, which is actually round one when the egg was without a seatbelt, without the tape in the Jeep, what happened? Well, as we saw from our experiment, it broke open and started to ooze. What happened to the egg when it crashed without a seatbelt? in round 4, which is round 2, our last one, the shell really cracked. So there's our organizing our data. Let's answer some questions about our data. So here's our conclusions. Was the egg safe the first time it went down the ramp with a seatbelt, with the tape on? Use your eyes or your hands to make a choice. You guessed yes. You're correct.
Yes.
Because when we go back to the data and organize our data, round 1, with the tape on, with the seatbelt on, nothing happened. On to conclusion, question 2, was the egg safe the second time when it down the ramp with the seatbelt? Yes or no? Use your eyes or your hands, make a choice. You said yes.
Yes.
You're correct. Let's go back and look at the data. Here's our data sheet. Here's round 2. Nothing happened when we sent the egg down with the tape on as a seatbelt in the Jeep. Let's go on to question 3. Was the egg safe the first time it went down the ramp without a seatbelt, without the tape on? Use your eyes and your hands, make a choice. Back to the data sheet, we organized our data, and here is our first round. And without the seatbelt, without the tape, it broke open and oozed. So, what are you going to answer on your third question? The third question that we asked, if you said no, with your eyes in your hands, you're correct. Now our fourth question, was the egg safe the second time it went down the ramp without a seatbelt? Let's take a look at our chart. So here's our chart with our data collection going down the 4th time, round 2, without a seatbelt, without the tape on in the Jeep. The shell did crack severely. So use your eyes and your hands to make a choice on question 4. Question 4, was the egg safe the second time it went down the ramp without a seatbelt? Yes or no? Use your eyes and your hands, make a choice. You said no. You're correct. So what was your guess? Was your guess correct? Use your eyes or your hands, make a choice. And I don't know what you answered in your hypothesis the first time around. You're going to have to go back and look to see if your guess was correct. Sir Isaac Newton's first law of motion explained that object in motion stays in motion with the same speed and direction unless acted upon an outside force. This means that when a car crashes, if a person not wearing the seatbelt, they continue to move forward and get badly injured. If a person's wearing a seatbelt, they are strapped to the car and will stop the same way in which the car was stopped. So hence, that's why the egg in the first 2 rounds did not crack, because they had seatbelt on because it was taped into the Jeep. But the person may still be injured. Just an egg using a seatbelt may still crack, but we safer than a person not wearing a seatbelt. As we saw in the last round, where the egg actually popped out of the Jeep, and the person may get thrown out of the car and get very badly hurt because they didn't wear a seatbelt and the egg didn't wear any tape. In our last round, it flew from the Jeep, which could happen to the person. So there's our science experiment on how some laws keep us safe. Seatbelts are supposed to be worn in a car, in a vehicle, to keep us safe, and it is a law. Thanks for joining me for our experiment. Take care.